Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to some Fireside Casts. Uh, it's been about time that Fireside started covering some Maine here, and we're covering some Maine playoffs. Euros of Maine versus Worstcase Ontario. This is playoffs round one, I think fourth and fifth seeded team. I am joined by my co-caster, Millie. How are you tonight?
Hey, I'm doing pretty well. What's up? What's up? How you doing, Rumpus?
Pretty good. Um,
Ready to watch some
so
Maine? I'm excited.
I am.
I will make a small correction on you. This is a third and sixth seed, I'm pretty sure.
Third and
Not fourth
sixth.
and fifth. Yeah, I think
That
fourth and fifth was
right, Sexo
Ninjago
and
and
Ninjago, yeah.
Sexo, yeah, which was
True.
last night. So yeah, this is the third and the sixth seed tonight.
Yeah. Hopefully this is an equally exciting game, but we'll have to see. So we can just run down some quick rosters here. And Worst Case Ontario, I think, did do some roster mix-ups. They had like Beat Boop on demo earlier in the season. I think June Scout, something like that. But now they are rocking Pouncer on Medic, Medic, Mac and Crit Noob Soldiers. Siyo, of course, from Fireside Cast, and Michael PC1 on Scout, and Jelly as the demo.
Yeah, some of that honestly, like I haven't been able to keep up with Maine as much this season as I have been able to in the past. I was a little busy, but some of those players on some of those roles, I've been hearing good things. Like I've heard really good things about Michael PC1 on Scout this season.
Mm.
Apparently, he's been doing pretty well. Um, Delhi, I actually know from like a long time ago. I think I used to like ring that guy sometimes. That guy's super nice. I don't know how he's holding up, but
I just remember playing against Jelly or with Jelly on occasion in some old Rezo pugs. And
yeah,
I
I think
remember
Jelly was
that
in Rezo.
because their Sticky Bomb launcher and um, Iron Bomber have like chess related nicknames.
Yeah, I feel like those would be something you'd be a big fan of.
Um,
The other team though, the lower seed,
right.
but
Probably at least like
maybe
my favorite to win here, I think. Um, of course, like half of which we played with.
yeah, I
Um,
mean there's definitely some obvious bias, but I mean the Heroes of Maine are a combination of players from our team last season, which won the division, and players from Bungalow Alert who only lost I think two matches, or was it one match in the regular season?
only one. Yeah, I think
So yeah, they were the number one seed going into playoffs, and they ended up getting upset in round one. So even though they're the lower seed, I think that team, in my mind, is probably the favorites to win this game.
yeah, especially like I don't know. I think a lot of the issues they've had as well, they've been sorting through lately. So
And their combo
very
is probably the
strong team
strongest in the
here.
division, I think, or one of them. Like really, really good players in their combo.
Yeah,
Kind of
true.
kind of depends on like how will their soldiers adapt and what their flank does for them, because I think those have been their weaknesses all season.
Yeah, true, true. So at this point, I think they were waiting on us actually, but now
We're
the
ready.
tables have turned and we're just waiting for them. I
We're
guess
cycling pauses, you know. They were like, they're waiting on us, so let's go get some water. Let's go to the bathroom
true.
really quick. Classic TF2.
You know what?
Yeah,
Let
of
me look
course.
actually right now. I want to see. So obviously we're starting on Snakewater. What other maps are we playing here? So Snakewater Sunshine Process. Okay. Pretty standard 5CP stuff here. I do know the Euros were a little concerned with Koth, potentially. I think they probably banned product because they wouldn't want to deal with Michael PC Sniper or anything like that.
That's smart. I did watch their pregame against another one of the main teams,
Mhm.
Cat Noises Black, the JB Nuts fan club, for those who are in the know. Those guys, I'm pretty sure they lost pretty handily on product. So
Weird.
I know Koth really isn't the Euro strong suit, but you know they've got three maps worth of 5 CP, I believe. So
Well, um, yeah, I mean standard 5CP stuff. I suppose for this first map, any score predictions from you?
Um, I Honestly, I'm not gonna have a great gauge on score predictions until the second map. I feel like I might be able to get a little closer, but I'm gonna say I honestly want to say a low scoring game, 3-1, in
I
favor of the Euros.
I also think it'll be low scoring just because I think people are gonna be playing a little safer in playoffs potentially. I will also favor the Euros here. I don't know what score though. I think I'll say 3-2. I'll give
Okay,
worst
got
case
it.
Ontario here a better shot. All right, so we do know both teams will be readying up pretty close here soon.
Wait for some
Um,
TF2.
yeah,
You
I
gonna watch on
guess
mid?
I think I will watch. You know what? First mid is a Macron mid.
Oh, little Macron mid. I'm on the Macron cam as well. Let's see what he's got.
So both teams just rolling out here. Looks like Math potentially first one to show up to mid.
Ellio's pretty weak on mid, standing still for a bow. The team's not opting to do anything off the damage. They do get bombed. Little surf to lower from Steve. Does
and
get
Steve
taken out by
does,
Mac.
yeah.
Mac actually picks up 2. That's a very good mid. The red team.
Yeah, Pouncer
Trying to
just
protect their
doing
healers.
his best, but he's gonna be isolated here in lower. Trees getting on the med. Yeah, at this point just chipping down just enough to clean up Pouncer. Mac will get cleaned up here late in the fight by Macron. And Macron and Trees are gonna clean up this mid fight here. So first mid goes to Euros of Maine, but not a
Convincing.
resounding
It was
victory.
really scrappy. Yeah, could have gone a lot better for worst case Ontario. They were just able to protect their heals.
That being said, Pouncer died a lot later, and we do have Michael PC on Sniper here just peeking. That might get a nice pick or something. Yeah, it does get Bane actually, so that's the Pocket Scout down. Steve just trying to leave through lower. That's going to pretty much call off everything that the Euros had planned. And they won't be able to actually use this ad unless
they are poised like they still want to. They look like they want to go saw with it. So we'll see. They might just take a little pop through here. See if they can catch picks with the sniper. They are going to use.
It doesn't look like anyone's
Bomb's
caught
decent.
here.
The scout's caught out on bats. They're gonna get siyo. They might get the sniper as well. Sniper on point.
Pouncer actually took some good damage, so it's going to be, yeah, with that second pick, it's going to be much harder.
And the soldier, they might get 3 here. They might get 3. That is going to be 3 picks. They might be able to pressure into last here. Should be space. Only 3 players up on red team. Worst case is on red.
Looks like they're trying to pressure here, but will get forced away.
Not able to do anything with it.
And with those spawners, this is 50% ad here for Worst Case Ontario. Looks like they want to peek this fast. They just choose to use through demo bombing in. Matt trying to bomb away is able to get a pack. Macron, though, will be caught here. Gets a nice rocket onto Jelly, but that's all. With that said, only a soldier pick here.
One player for the flip-flop, that's really bad for red team. They're in danger of getting dried on here. Just caught to an Uber. It looks like blue team's going to opt to go lower. So Euros moving to dry.
Yeah, looks like they want to try and just dry this and potentially preserve ad into last. They are being a little slow here. Pouncer already at 60%. They are only starting to commit now. They do finally get to the point and get forward. Mac actually quite low. It's just barely able to hold on. But at this point, Pouncer already at 80%. So unless the Euros are extremely fast on this, then Ubers are going to be evening out.
Like
and
they're just opting to sack. Yeah.
Yep, we'll be just playing this even.
Banana's already in. Bombs on the Mac on the right side. Not able to find the frag. Gets traded out.
Yep, Trees is also sacking in here.
Trees does get a pick though.
Yeah, trades out for a scout, which will slow down a counter.
Yeah, it's gonna slow them down, and also, ooh, little headshot from Michael PC. They aren't building a sentry gun. That's the other thing that siyo being dead here is you know, opting to run the sniper when your scout is dead. You know, what's the word I'm looking for? No sentry for the red team. Basically, is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
It'd be pretty free sacks for blue if they realize that.
Reconnect here because my STV is extremely stuttery.
Well, not much going on right now. You chose a pretty good time too. Blue team's starting to enter lobby. The Euros look like they want to pressure the shutter side. Maybe. Looks like they're trying to find a gun to spam, but there isn't a gun. Their soldier
Yeah,
gets
they
headshot,
found
so
a different class than engineer.
they found a gun, but not
And
the one they were
actually,
looking for.
ooh,
And Matt's
Matt
gonna
dying
get
in the
caught in
counter as
lobby
well.
as well.
Steve's quite weak as well. The pack's not up quite yet. Only 80% health.
This is,
so it looks like, yeah, Bane's trying to take in an Uber. Gets the counter pop. So nice scout pick there in the exchange, but still down a demo. The Euros are just going to leave here entirely.
They
And
might
actually,
be able to refight too. Refight 2
yeah,
is pretty good for them here.
Ontario
Red team's not in at all.
Yeah, they didn't want to, even though the Euros gave it up. So they will be constructing that sentry gun on last now. And
one thing to note about Snakewater last is like it's really tough to push out on such a small advantage like that, especially down a player, right? Blue team's got better spawners, so I think probably opting to use the time to build a sentry gun instead of pushing out is probably wise for them here.
Yeah, and we'll see a lot of like Snakewater rounds get decided. Ooh, nice pipe there from Math. A lot of Snakewater rounds get decided by what happens on 2 instead of last. So either way, gun is up to level 2 now.
Now we get to just sit back and watch the beauty of Vanny config in action. Soldier's going to skip on through onto Jelly. Jelly's getting really weak. Macron's going to get cleaned up by the sentry gun. So
and that is a kill on the gun. I do think the engineer is actually on Frontier Justice, so we'll see if that potentially comes into play later. 2 picks to work with, though. Ontario actually just choosing to use through a lot of early damage onto Math. And actually Banana quite low as well.
They're ending on point. This is really disastrous for Red.
Yeah, because Pouncer's kind
of
stuck in.
Pouncer is super low. Somehow manages
gets
to find
knocked
his way
away.
out lower.
Yeah, excellent live there. Yeah, that was looking good with the early damage and early flashes, but they just overstayed their welcome. And at this point, Gyro's just trying to try in. They do take out the sentry gun, so if Michael PC1 does have those crits, he chooses to use them for some chip. A lot of cap time from Bane here. Down 2 though, so they're not going to be able to sustain this fight, although a nice det onto Mac gives a little breathing room, but I expect both teams to just be cooling off here, potentially. And actually, wait a minute, Steve somehow has
Pouncer left
40
by
ad?
himself, so Steve's,
had no one to heal.
if they're smart about this, they should know that this is ad, but it's a little risky to play it, so we'll see if they actually do.
Yeah, especially since Pouncer used earlier, like, you just call this even almost always, I think.
Fair.
But yeah, that's crazy that was... Oh, no, they do
decide
use
to take
it.
They do decide to take it.
Jelly
it's not
is
enough to
taking a
get
ton
much.
of
They're gonna
damage.
get the gun. They get the demo and the gun.
Yeah,
this
gun
is really
and
good
demo.
for them.
Pouncer has Uber, so it looks like they'll
get the
probably be trying to get a force in. They do get the force, and there is some cap time, so... Oh, and losing a soldier there, I'm going to expect a big refight here from
there should be
Gyros.
a post from the Gyros. They're going to walk in through this right side, pick up a scout. They should collect this soldier. This should be a round for the Gyros here, and it is.
Wow, I'm very surprised that they played that Uber.
The way they played that, I didn't have my eyes on Steve, but it almost looked like a spur-of-the-moment decision. Like they just saw that their medic didn't have Uber or something and decided to take it, because that wasn't like a really well-set-up push by any means. They just kind of
trying to preemptively exchange, because there was, what, like a minute and a half left in the round?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's a good opportunity, and it ended up being way more than an exchange for them.
Yeah, true. Either way, new mid here. Both demos exchanging some spam. We actually see double bomb in from Macron and Banana. Crit Noob does go down in the meantime, and they do get Pouncer, but lose both soldiers for it. So at this point, we're seeing some counter-aggression from Worstcase Ontario, just trying to focus down Bane, but Michael PC1 catching a lock pipe will have to back up. But the Euros do have to back up to 2 here.
They successfully deathball. Should see a little refight here in the mid, see if they can take some space, maybe deny the cap.
Yep, their heals did survive, so pretty much everyone on Worstcase Ontario, about half health, no one to heal them, will have to back up without much fighting. But they do secure the point, they do secure those forward spawns, so they at least get to set up something on 2 to potentially get a nice sack in during this disad hold.
Which soldier is the roamer for Worstcase? Is it Crit Noob or is it...
I'd imagine it's Crit Noob, but I'm not sure off the top of my head.
Oh, not we actually he's just opting to leave.
Yeah,
I don't see a sack at all. Yeah.
At this point,
I guess
Pouncer,
they just opt to build and keep their players. And actually, it's going to be even at last.
They take this Uber in, but it has evened out at this point. Jelly actually getting knocked across last, completely divorced from the beam, but it's ultimately not going to matter. Health on blue, pretty bad, but oh, actually, Math going down.
Does go down, yeah.
Yeah, and Steve actually being one of those weak players means they're the Euros are going to be pretty passive here, although that early pick onto Mac. Let's
Oh my gosh,
trade
these
it out
rockets from
immediately.
Macron are insane. The energies to live.
But worst case
Euros
Ontario, they
want
to fight this.
Like.
Jelly going down is very scary, especially since Math is on the way. Yeah, they're just losing players. They're losing Pouncer as well. Yeah, kind of like what I was saying earlier.
Needs to make something happen, and there's not going to be much to make happen here. It's just Mac. He's going to stay and spawn. Oh no, he's not. He's going to try to block the point. No,
just another one of
Jimmy
those
and
rounds
here.
that got decided on second, I think.
Yeah, as you said earlier, this map's last is like super hard to break once the gun is up. So a lot of the time, what ends up actually killing teams on this map is they try to push out of their own last, like what happened there, and get a little overzealous and get collapsed on for it and end up losing the round.
Yeah, I think things could have been good there, but losing that early soldier, it probably just should call it off unless you instantly get that trade out. Either way, though, we are looking at a new mid 2-0 right now for Euros of Maine. Both teams playing a little bit passively. We do see a high bomb from Banana will be fading, and a lot of top right pressure from the Euros, but they do lose a scout in the meantime without any other value. So now, worst case Ontario just taking space, and they catch a soldier as well on Banana.
Yeah, one thing I noticed about that mid there is worst case just had a ton of control of high ground for free, and we're able to just kind of use it to pressure the Euros out and get some free picks. And now the Euros are here 5v4 on second since siyo has the cap.
They are fighting this down too, especially with that capper on mid. At this point, we do see actually Macron bombing it on the med, but will go down. Pouncer down to 50 HP there, but will survive. Crit Noob in a similar position, but is able to get a pack.
Get force. They're not going to get much with this either. This is going to be
they're just leaving entirely.
For them.
And they are still down 2 as well. One of those being a scout, so no sentry gun on last.
Trying to get a pick
see
lower. Does find a scout with his trap.
Ooh, and they're just through in on the map. Yeah, they immediately lose a demo. No traps on point. Actually, a flash on the Michael PC1 delays that cap by a lot, and he dies because of it as well. And at this point, the heavy is up. That may have been just a catastrophic flash.
Looks unlosable for worst case Ontario, and then a very unfortunate flash, another combo scout to deny them the round win.
Yeah, that scout was
just like they're holding their 2 now.
Completely safe, and yeah, it was unfortunate. So failed last push there from worst case Ontario. It's not really a ton of disad actually. Euros are trying to pressure too, and they're actually trying to potentially dry this, taking a lot of space on bats, and actually they are earning this space at this point. Worst case Ontario, they just want to give it up.
That was a really solid push out. That was a good job by the Euros to just blob together. I'll take doors at the same time. Make sure you pressure them out slowly and not lose anybody. That was a really good dry, and they're happy to call it evens at 2 here.
All right.
I honestly can't believe that they made it out of that situation without losing a round, especially like losing math and lower there. That was just
instantly
disaster.
Losing your demo. It should just be very trivial to just stack someone on point and then draw the picks in while the Uber's still running. Either way,
we're gonna see them run a stack here for worst case.
Looks like Crit Noob tried to bomb in, but maybe got stuck on something. I'm not too sure. We do see the pressure in from lower. Crit Noob is bombing in, and actually Matt goes down as well, so they will be losing both soldiers. Steve hitting a nice surf there to survive. And yeah, down 2 soldiers here, going to be a lot harder to hold than just down 1, of course. Banana getting through, making some space. Macron actually underneath a trap, but they don't notice, and no debt. A big exchange, actually. They lose 3. Both soldiers and their pocket scout, and this is suddenly looking very catastrophic for the Euros. Although, worst case Ontario being quite slow here, they could have potentially already been in last with a guy stacking 2, but the spawners are up at this point. So
they're still going to try to go. They're
going straight for the point. They're getting a lot of cap time, actually.
A lot of damage out on the point. That's going to be a round. Wow.
Straight up.
I'm surprised that they still took that after letting them spawn, and I'm even more surprised that the Euros let them like actually get away with doing that. I wasn't really paying attention to their hold, but I guess they probably weren't chopping point or
they
looking at the doors.
Kind of stacked top right, even like back by the spawn. I mean, there's a lot of times on Snakewater just like running people through lower is surprisingly effective, and I guess that was one of them. So we do see 2-1 now. Math, first one to show up on mid, and an early bomb from Crit Noob just pressuring the top right positioning. Both scouts on red, just owning height right now. Banana is bombing in onto the demo, but might get cleaned up here on point. Michael PC1 does go down to Bane. Actually, no picks get traded out here, so down these players, down their health. Worst case, Ontario are just going to be leaving. And Macron in a scary position.
Crit Noob is caught in lower.
Yeah.
Gonna pick up a kill on Crit Noob.
So
now they're pushing into 2 down 2 for the red team.
And we saw the reverse where the Gyros were down 2 on the last mid.
Monster takes a ton of early damage.
Oh yeah,
it
gets forced.
Macron's still on bats. Might even be able to live here. Not looking like it. Oh, maybe.
Actually,
and he makes his way out. Yeah,
just barely living there. So now full ad for Gyros, and they get second pretty much for free here. So they're going to be able to take their time, push last as they see fit. Looks like they will be taking space lower now. No traps to worry about. Sentry gun is up. I think it's only level 1 behind the red crate. And yeah, we'll see what they can do here. Uber gets popped through shutter. Pouncer might be caught. Yeah, just takes 2 stickies and instantly dies on top of the point. The gun actually just gets switched off of, does not get destroyed. But Math dying there is at least some guiding light here for worst case Ontario to hold. But siyo kind of isolated themselves there. It does go down. It's traded out for Macron, but ultimately traded again for Mac and Michael PC1. Very scrappy fight happening right now, but Blue has
just clearing
heals.
The stickies with the head. That's awesome. You love to see a medic play the point.
That is true. And just having those heals there, and especially scouts in that kind of post fight was
just
the
I mean, the trades came out for red, but they weren't, they weren't good enough. Like when you lose your medic that early in a last push and you don't have any heals, like you can trade out frags, but if you don't just straight up wipe them, then you're gonna lose over time.
Yeah. And it looks like this might actually end up being a higher scoring game than we initially thought. At the very least, going to be...
Well, it's going to be at least 1 over, my prediction.
So we do see Macron and Banana both bombing in, committing in. Good damage onto Jelly, but no picks. Bane in as well, and they lose 3 for only a soldier. So
meanwhile, that could have been way worse. Steve barely lived to bomb that mid. That was a good job by Steve to live there, but because their heals were so far back, the rest of their teammates were just kind of baited.
And also a nice trap there from Math. Probably just saved them from having to give up 2. So yeah, it looks like both teams are just content to play even Ubers on second. What? I don't know. Has Ontario had... They've only had like 1 opportunity really to sack in, and they ended up losing both soldiers. So we'll see what they can do here. Looks like they will be pressuring lower with both soldiers, actually.
Yeah, they've been having Crit Noob like jump through saw side. That hasn't really been working well for them, so maybe trying the other doors worked pretty good. But it looks like he's going through saw again. He's gonna bomb this soldier off the pipe. They do manage to find a lot of space. He gets in a lobby behind them. This is actually really good for Ontario.
In now, committing, gets a nice rocket onto Steve, but Steve does milk, and Math actually dies.
A lot of damage here.
Excellent pipes from Jelly. Gets 2 picks. Make that 3. Steve is still weak on bats, just trying to leave here. Banana is dead as well, so this Ontario should just be going forward, and they are, just leaving 1 to cap. This should be a free force. Uber does get used, and actually Pouncer is positioned quite far forward and is actually forced himself. And yeah, there's nothing here for worst case Ontario to do. Man,
quite a good call there from the Gyros to just opt to trade into them as they got through the doorway instead of giving them the space, because if they get through that doorway, it makes it a lot tougher for you to get the counter force. But since they're all bunched up in lobby, it's pretty easy to just take a trade right into them.
And Ontario just, I don't know, no need to clump up like that and just
they didn't. They just totally took the bait. They saw their opportunity and were a little overzealous with it.
So either way, they did ultimately get a point there. So it will be even Ubers on the last point of Gyros main. We do see a level 3 sentry gun up. Will be moved into the bandy spot in the middle. And this is where Snakewater last really starts.
We just went from the exciting point where like one team just almost wiped, and now we're on the point where nothing's ever going to happen, and we're probably going to round reset. Huge deny on Crit Noob through the door. siyo is also going to go down to the Pyro and the Sentry Gun combined.
Yep, so that is their pick. Looks like Banana trying to get through Cheese here. Will get bombed by Mac, but no rockets off. Actually, Pouncer, only eating some splash, will survive pretty easily. And that's the counter sack. And actually, Oh, okay. For some reason I thought siyo spawn just got denied. Does come up Spy, actually. And is committing
What
out
watch is
of
he
the
on?
spawn.
I gotta see it.
Yeah, let me
He's
investigate.
on the cloak and dagger. He's on the wrong watch.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you better hope that he uses this cloak and dagger quite quickly, because if you wait too long, they're gonna know. And also, they have a pyro, so like.
Yeah, it's gonna take a while to get in a position here on that watch, unfortunately. Actually, ooh, does shimmer.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure he
And
shimmered.
I
I'm
think,
not positive.
well, Macron should have seen that, but if you see the spy shimmer, you just take the shot.
Oh, they're just opting to
Yeah, they're
sap
doing
the
the
gun.
sap and
Oh
sack, and
my god, and
actually,
Steve drops.
oh
Well,
my,
that was a perfect execution of the sap and
yeah.
sack.
And not only do they get a pick on Steve, but they get enough damage to where like no one on Euros wants to do anything. They are just sitting on last, waiting for worst case Ontario to spawn their players, get buffed up, and do whatever they want. We do have Bane on Sniper here, but actually only playing in the spawn, so probably not going for any plays here. We'll just be going for the safe option. So it's really just up to worst case Ontario to not milk
Not
through a
beef.
door they don't need
Yeah.
to. And we'll see. Looks like they want to use through Shutter. Just getting people buffed up. Actually, it looks like a lower. We'll be using through. Gun is now on the right side, actually juggling the
They
demo.
haven't
And
killed the gun
yeah,
yet. The
gun
gun
is
is
not
still
down
up.
yet. It's getting tanked by the engineer. Decent cap time, but no picks quite yet. There's a fully buffed Brass Beast on point, though.
Oh, but nobody able to play the point.
Yeah.
The soldiers aren't healthy. One's resupping, Banana's weak, and that's going to be around for worst case. That looked like a really good last hold at first, but they just let them get too much cap time.
Dare I say probably a misplay of heavy positioning to try and be on top of the point instead of just on it. Because ultimately, like, your job isn't really to get kills, it's just to, like, be the meat wall. And you can do that just fine on point. Either way, close game here, 2-2. Did see, actually, early fast bomb.
Coming in.
Gets, actually, no damage quite yet, but is now living behind. And Pouncer going quite low. Will get cleaned up, actually. Oh, but Crit Noob is committing from behind. Getting decent damage on combo players, but no picks. Down 3, though, for Euros of Maine. Will have to back up, but at this point, Steve's looking quite safe, so we'll probably see some type of cap action. We do see siyo hiding in Saw, so probably some rat stuff will be happening as Euros try and push back in. But yeah, they have had to hopefully take mid here with. Looks like they're just trying to get through Catwalk. Actually, Mac might be dying here. 2 HP. Is fortunately on the escape plan, so will get out. But yeah, no sack. They just give up mid. At this point, Pouncer only 30%, so this is quite a lot of disad. They're going to have to give up 2 as well. It's looking like Euros getting through lower. Crit Noob is in window, but gets cleaned up there.
By Banana, yeah.
So that's their sack. Michael PC1 last to leave, but will be alive and well.
See if this is real ad or fake ad, because
yeah, because Pouncer at this point only 70%, so definitely within the margins that you'd take.
Looks like they want to go. No,
they are sacking.
They're just running a sack. Yeah.
Nice serve from Pouncer. Oh, but Banana
nice
gets to
re-bomb. Yeah, they don't kill him fast enough, and he just jumps right after Pouncer and
yeah, that is quite unfortunate. Yeah, honestly, because, well, if I'm Pouncer there, I would drop if I have Uber, but still, like, I don't think the building was just good to begin with, because that should have been evens by that point. Either way, though, we do have, let's see, the sentry gun. That's in a nice spot, actually. That's, I think it's a good disad gun. Michael PC1 is on Sniper and actually aggressively peeking lower. Gets the shot, but does not get the kill. But will be able to get back into spawn in time. Uber gets used through Shutter. And Math actually getting juggled. Doesn't catch a reflash and instantly dies. And yeah, just like that. That's the push over.
Gonna cancel your repush. Or your Uber push.
Yeah.
Losing the demo to the Sniper in there
so at this point, Pouncer does not have Uber, but about 30% ad. But no demo for Euros, so, and there goes Macron as well, gets caught trying to leave lower. So that's a pick for worst case Ontario to work with if they want to keep the ball rolling here. 85% for Pouncer, so They should be trying to get into mid here. This is still ad for them. Looks like they're trying to get through lower. Actually, they might be using here
Like they're going
through
kitchen,
kitchen.
yeah.
Trying not to use, they do ultimately. And Math actually gets
Math is
juggled
gonna be
in
caught to
lower.
it.
Yeah, is
They
caught.
get the demo at least. They do lose a scout though.
Yeah.
So
Steve at 90%. If they want to be retaking this, they should be in position to do so already, which does not appear to be the case. Looks like they will be calling it off, waiting for their demo potentially, and then just
no
trying
demo,
to dry in.
you can't threaten to yeet, so you know they don't have to respect you as much. It's a little harder to break the hold, so it's kind of smart to wait for your demo.
Pounds are already at 60%, so Gyros are only ever going to be getting this 1 point unless they do something miraculous. They are getting some nice spam in though, just bullying out Worstcase Ontario. And a nice pipe onto Pouncer, but Pack is available.
Oh my god, he just got eaten by those scouts. I
I
thought his bomb might actually be pretty nice, but they
So at this point, Ubers have evened out, and Euros have a pick to work with to send us back here. Looks like they are pressuring. Actually, Mac going down in cheese means down both soldiers for the meantime until Crit Noob rolls out. A lot of pressure mounting from Saw. Jelly actually getting rolled here. If Banana lands on them, yeah, there goes the demo. Exchange is happening in Saw in the meantime, but siyo chasing very deep. Pouncer might be caught here. And we'll see. The players are here to help out, but Trees is in on the flank. Gets spotted.
from Banana on the...
Does go down, but the pipe cleans up siyo in the meantime. Very scrappy fight right now. But
yeah,
ultimately...
the HP on Red was so low. I'm surprised they didn't all just blow up. But,
so at this point, Jelly spawned and is rolling out. But yeah, Red just keeps bleeding players. To the point where they're never like comfortable with the amount of players in the fight. And again, Michael PC1 goes down as well. So down 2 on their own last. We're probably going to see some very hard pressure here into last from Euros. Looks like they want to pressure Shutter, in fact. Actually, Mac going quite low. Will be able to resupply. Oh, but siyo chasing into
and they lose
lobby.
Banana, gets traded instantly. So they'll probably send some more. Macron's going to bomb in.
It's down to again somehow for Worstcase Ontario. Pouncer just trying to be on point, but gets bombed by Macron, and
yeah,
does have to force. At this point, Michael PC1 actually quite aggressive there. Will be living. The gun is getting constructed. We'll just see if the Euros... I expect them to be waiting for Macron.
They're just going to wait for Macron, yeah, and then take a nice little Uber ad push here. The thing that I've noticed about these long drawn-out team fights is just the Euros know when to cut their losses, and Worstcase tends to overstay their welcome a little too much. Like, when their HP is all low, they'll try to stay in the fight, and it's just... they just keep losing players out of sync.
Yeah. Oh, there goes the pocket scout.
Yeah, that might put a thorn in their push here.
Yeah, keep in mind, Pouncer only at 40%, so not really at threat of getting anytime soon. We'll see what the Euros
they're waiting for Bane to spawn at the very least.
They might, yeah. Oh, Bane spawning on Spy, so it looks like they're just content to play this as evens, or
a little Uber
take this in with like a post-Uber Spy,
yeah. It looks like they're playing it even.
Interesting. I suppose we can do a quick little pocket watch.
I guess the thing to consider here is, like, with the config changes, there's, you know, 2.5 minutes left until banny time starts.
Yep.
There's 3 minutes left in the round, and you're
so
up
you could potentially,
round, so...
wait out the banny time, and then... Okay, so Bane is on stock watch and does disguise as the friendly sniper, but this is important. He needs to re-disguise as an enemy, otherwise this gun is going to spot him and kill him, which he is not doing.
Oh no.
But he gets the demo regardless. But in the meantime, Math does go down, so they trade demos just to lose their Spy. But yeah, I mean, I absolutely love the disguise as a friendly, and then make the Spy disguise as the friendly sniper, in fact, and then make the Spy play. But you gotta redisguise when you actually do the commit. Actually, yeah, Math spawning faster here than Jelly, but we'll have to roll out. So again, still just evens here. And I gotta say, Michael PC1 Sniper has been getting a ton of value for Worstcase Ontario.
Oh
and
my
just
god,
like
just
that,
as you said it.
Yeah. Like how many ad pushes or just like actual Ubers that have already been popped have just been halted in their tracks by by Michael PC1, just getting a very important pick.
Worstcase trying to trade here.
Ooh,
Macron's gonna go down in the
excellent rocket
door.
from Crit Noob.
Yeah.
Steve down to 70 HP. And
This
down the
is not
soldier
looking
here.
good. It's gonna
Looks
be
like
an
they just...
exchange on 2.
Yeah, Banana might go down here. More flashes for sure from
Really good if you're
GYROS.
rooting for Worstcase. That's a good exchange. Good take
and
from
the
them.
sniper's
It's gonna be
in a
refight.
position to do something here, but they lose 2 instantly to Math, and with that they're gonna have to back up. Crit Noob actually might be caught here trying to leave lower, 9 HP. Math wants this, but will not be able to find it. But a big dry fight in from lower. They're just rushing the point. Crit Noob is here to get some spam and actually gets the pick on point, but Ontario players are just falling. Crit Noob is next to get focused down, and just like that, they are able to just kind of muscle their way in last and cap.
It's the same old story, you know, that we mentioned at the start, where second is more exciting than last. You know, as soon as Worstcase tries to push out of their own last, they just find it a little too difficult. Math spawns, gets there in time to stop their push, finds 2 kills, and then they wipe for it.
Yeah, and especially being down 2 there as well with the sniper just means that the GYROS were like, there's really gonna be no
Just
one,
full
no
foot
one to
on the
stop
gas,
us. Yeah.
plus the doors.
All right, so 8 seconds away here from the overtime. We do see Crit Noob bombing in out of trees, gets the pick. So first pick going for Worstcase Ontario. Crit Noob does get traded out for it ultimately though, but losing Macron, another textbook soldier trade on the height. Down 3 for GYROS. They will have to back up here. And Worstcase Ontario, fast on the case here. Siyo and Pouncer just taking space on 2. GYROS are trying to fight a little bit, and Pouncer actually catching a lock
super
pipe.
weak, yeah.
So Jelly definitely needs to lock down these doors, make sure that second is held here, which they do. So now we're looking at even Ubers into the GYROS last.
Yeah, so we'll see how well they're able to defend these sacks from Worstcase. I think they've been doing a generally better job. Especially their push outs, I think have been much better. They haven't like tried to overcommit on them, and they've actually managed to get out on a dry a couple of times. So we'll see if Worstcase is able to get a successful sack off here.
Yeah,
Start by spotting the
drop
gun.
down, potentially to try and spam out the gun, but gets spammed out by Banana. So things pretty slow right now. Obviously, yeah, they're sending both
They're
soldiers
setting
drop
up
down.
to double spam the gun, yeah.
They want this gun to be down. It is only level 2 for the meantime, but that'll soon change as Trees comes with a full load of metal here, and soldiers are committing now, getting their spam
the gun
in.
goes down instantly.
Yep. They don't
The
lose
other will
anyone in the
rotate in a
meantime as
sack.
well. Level 1 is constructed, and there goes the sack.
Siyo did
Actually,
kind
they
of
lose.
decide to run straight into a soldier in lower. That was unfortunate. That was a good opportunity for Red Team to try to take some space on a different door.
They doubled as well. Banana is bombing in from Cheese.
Ooh,
Gets a
and the force
force
gonna
on the
come out.
Pouncer.
That was
Yeah,
a really good counter sack.
I think getting juggled by the scored shot there as well just made them a little more scared and got the force. So yeah, excellent counter sack there. At this point, still down a soldier, but GYROS are moving towards lobby. They are getting ready to hopefully take 2 without using.
Crit Noob and Michael PC1 might be set up for a little flank shove here.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on them.
Just positioned towards Cheese at the moment. Crit Noob is bombing in on
gonna
the
bomb
bats.
Really good timing on that bomb.
Gets the force actually with Michael PC1 chasing
drop.
through
Gets the
Cheese.
drop,
Or yeah,
actually.
drop rather.
Yeah.
And
That was a
at this
really good
point,
play from their flank.
Ontario okay, they are now backing into their own lower. They realize we're down a bunch of combat. We don't really want to do too much right now.
They are going to get their spawners.
Yeah.
They should be able to refight too.
They are rotating over to Saw
really
as
good refight
well.
for them.
Banana is forced away. That's really the only close spam holding the door. Macron bombing in, high bombing, but preemptively weak. Gets 1 rocket on the Pouncer, but that's all. And in the front lines,
they lose
Banana dies as well. Yeah.
Disastrous.
Now
They
down
do still
both
have the gun
soldiers.
at last tier for their whole.
They know
but other
about the
than
gun
that,
and actually gets spammed down immediately. They use through lower. No soldiers for 6 more seconds. Math is just barely able to banny bind and survive, but so much cap time. ×4 on the point. And yeah, everyone in spawn is just not going to be able to stop that in time.
When you lose 1 soldier in that situation with no Uber for last, you know, it's kind of okay if you're set up in time and you can delay them. That wasn't the case, so losing 1 soldier there isn't great. Losing both of them is just going to be a round loss.
It's so hard to be able
No
to
one to
stop
block
point
the point. They can
because
just sit
you
on
just
it.
have to rely on sticks, and those can get shot away. All right, well, still round
I'm gonna
lead
watch Crit
for
nuke this man.
Euros.
His bombs have been pretty decent for the most part.
That is true. And actually, in through kitchen now. Choosing to
Ends on
sack
man?
on, or bomb onto the demo. No pick yet for the Euros, but a lot of damage, a lot of red HP players here on red. But the picks are just going in the favor of Worstcase Ontario. Somehow the players that were just quite weak were able to hold through. And at this point, they're pressuring too. Still a player rolling out, so down 2 for the meantime. We bomb in onto Macron on Bats.
Macron's gonna be
Might
caught on
result
Bats.
in a
Managed to get a
trade.
pick. Yeah.
Alright, and yeah, pretty textbook 2 take. And actually, Worstcase Ontario are not done. They want to exchange in, it looks like. And that they're doing just that. Force some flashes, but lose a soldier for it. And ultimately, the picks are not... it's as though they just single-sacked, I suppose. And with no Uber for Euros, I don't expect them to necessarily counter-sack. Steve actually standing on a sticky. I don't think he knows. There we go, it gets dead.
Oops. Yeah, I don't necessarily know if I like the specific play they went for, which is just like exchanging into them there, but I like the idea of being aggressive, off taking a point. You know they're not going to be fully set up. They still have players respawning, so trying to do something fast is pretty smart for worst case. They also had the momentum, so can't really blame them.
I've noticed worst case are definitely... We do see Macron's spy actually just appears to be off-class checking, actually. Worst case are definitely fans of exchanges, even positions where like they could probably just be getting a force. Anyway, they choose to exchange regardless, because I guess siyo just trusts he can hit his shots, and if your scout can hit shots... Oh, and siyo actually is on spy, so Macron off-class checking did get some valuable information. So yeah, looks like Bane just on Pyro. And actually the spy was already in position and already sapped the gun during the sack. Only one rocket on Steve though, so he will be surviving with the Uber. Counter sack from Macron gets the drop. Counter. Oh, and with that, and keep in mind the sacking players are still on respawn or rolling out. siyo actually spawning spy again. Probably less expected.
Yeah,
if I had to imagine.
Check it this time, Macron.
Yeah. And actually getting into position here is postured on bridge, going for a decloak. Banana's looking behind at the moment, though. Still unspotted. Going for Steve and gets the stab.
Steve turns around right before. That's that's so unfortunate.
Of steel from siyo.
He was dedicated. He did not fear whatsoever. Their whole team was just staring at him.
If that's me, I'm whipping out the revolver and just putting my faith in the gun.
You got that loose, itchy trigger finger.
Yeah, for real. So excellent play there from siyo. Bane is spawning on sniper, potentially for some salvage peek in lobby. Going to be about 50 ad for Pouncer, although Pouncer eating a pipe there is quite low. The bomb in for Banana, down to single-digit HP. Pouncer's in a scary spot right now. Banana does go down for the sack, though, so they have a little bit more breathing room, but that could have turned the tables for sure.
I mean, even still, that's going to buy the Euros a lot of time to set up at last, you know, get their spawners back, build some Uber out, so still pretty good for them, even though they didn't manage to find the force.
They want to use this through lower. Gun is top right. Looks like they bomb in top left, and actually, siyo, just barely able to catch a flash in time to stop the gun. A lot of cap pressure again. Ooh, and they're getting picks on the point. Banana quite low. Will get cleaned up, and the picks are just going in the favor of Ontario, and we're looking at a tie game.
The thing with these past few last pushes for worst case Ontario has just been that blue soldiers are either too weak, not in position, I'm not exactly sure what, but they're not able to block the point, and then like the stickies get dead, and then the point cap is just the point pressure is just too good.
I need to be looking if Math is actually trapping last, because if I'm in his position
on that push, but I'm not sure if he is every time.
Because if I've lost like multiple rounds to just cap pressure straight up, then I'm probably just putting all 8 on the point, honestly. Either way, though, we are looking at new mid, maybe the last mid of the map. Maybe.
It is the last mid of the half.
Could be a reset.
Sure. I guess that's true.
Michael PC1 first one to go down, and siyo actually 12 HP might be soon to follow. Pouncer, ooh, Macron in from behind, yeah, getting the med. And we're looking at pretty much a full wipe here. siyo actually might be recommitting some nice little winger action. It's just
Hiding
going to be
above
hiding.
the awning here. If he doesn't get cleared, he might get a good shot onto Steve, and yeah, it looks like that's going to happen. See if Bane can kill him fast enough.
But Steve, living on 50, will survive. So now GYROS have the opportunity to close out this match. Full ad into last. And still down to... Players are only spawning now. Mac is up on Sniper. Peeking this right side that they're pushing through. Gets the early force, I suppose, as consolation. siyo does ultimately spawn. Gun getting tanked quite hard. Does finally go down, but they lose Bane on the point. Steve soon to follow, and yeah, GYROS just aren't getting any picks and are dying
Not a
themselves.
very good Uber. They got juggled in through the door really hard. I think Math went like straight up into the skybox, and they just weren't able to find any space, any picks. The only thing they really got was the gun, so...
Yeah. Wow. So just barely by the teeth here. Worst case Ontario holding on. They've been holding against so many ad pushes into last. That being said, they get into two pretty free here. Still down a soldier for the meantime, but we do have an off class on Banana and Spy. Let me see. Does he commit out of forwards? Where is he? Oh, he's already in lower.
He's on.
Yeah, he
lower,
is in position nearly.
He's on the L'Étranger Cloak and Dagger, so he's really in it for the long haul here.
Yeah.
But he has a good timing, so he's probably not going to get, you know, cleared.
Okay, at this point, Steve already at 70%. So, worst case Ontario are really only looking to maybe get this point.
Banana going
is
in now. He's on
Pouncer knows, though. Pouncer knows.
Yep.
Yeah, so unable to get anything there. And yeah, at this point, worst case Ontario moving lower for a sack. At least I hope. Yeah, they should know it even at this point. Mac eating some damage for the space. Crit Noob actually kissing Macron in midair. Gets his stack
Michael
halted
PC1,
completely.
Michael chased out by trees. No, he manages to live.
Yeah.
Really low health there. Manages to get out.
Time for GYROS to counter. Looks like some pressure lower. Banana probably going through Saw. Actually, a Macron who sacks in, but just gets eaten instantly. Although, decent damage on the scouts. Actually, never mind. Decent damage on the other scouts. GYROS gonna have to heal up by the time this sack gets sent in. A lot of damage from Mac. Excellent rockets onto Math, and Steve gets the force.
There's a lot of players behind here as well. Michael PC1's hiding in cheese. He managed to pick up Crit Noob. Michael PC1's still hiding in cheese here. They don't know. See if Macron maybe clears this when he rolls out.
Yeah.
And he does, he does. This guy should be a pick if they manage to bomb him. And yep, that's going to be 3 picks for their Ubers. So they should pressure forward here, see if they can find a force.
Yep, definitely an opportunity to pressure. Soldier is still rolling out. Crit Noob spawning now. And Pouncer's just in a position.
Forced,
yeah. So they do get soldiers with the Uber, and they're chasing further in. Jelly actually aggressive in cheese. Yeah, just forces everyone out to last, so they're gonna be getting the point at the very least here.
He was all the way in it last year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's out. He's in and he's out. he saw the space, he took it, he said, oh, I don't want this anymore, and he left.
So it looks like that turned into just kind of a second flip-flop here. Steve, 90%. GYROS are moving into lobby to hopefully take second here. See what they opt to do with the Uber. This is definitely a position where you could be comfortable just flip-flopping, although at this point Pouncer are already 70%. And unless, okay, GYROS do use through, but Math's bomb does not go very far. Pouncer is living here. Michael PC1 will be caught, but that's the only one to speak of, and Pouncer's already at 90%. Looks like they're moving to Saw. Yeah. And at this point, Steve and Math are quite aggressive on bats, potentially caught to this Uber that does get popped. Jelly trying to cut them off in lobby, gets Macron. Math is caught as well, Banana as well. They get 3 with the Uber.
This is looking really good for worst case.
Yeah, they have a scout capping too. So at this point, it's just a matter of taking that time to focus down that heavy. And actually, Jelly does go down, isolated on the right side. And with the Pootis on point nearly, yeah, that was potentially a botched push there with Jelly just being isolated and dying there. That's
it looked
that's
like
an
Jelly
opportunity.
Entered through Shutter, and the rest of the team entered through the top like right doorway, and Jelly just isolated themselves and kind of killed their team's push.
Ooh, their Euros are trying to pressure in off this demo pick, but they don't get the pick. Although, worst case Ontario, yeah, just backing up, giving this up. I suppose respecting the ad that Steve had, although I don't think they realized it was only about 10%. Yeah, that being said, on that last, definitely, that was totally an opportunity where you just need to take your time, do things right, because, you know, all 3 picks. Oh, a miscommunication here from Pouncer and siyo. Use an exchange in on no players whatsoever. In fact, so few players were there that I don't think they know. Yeah. Wow. But a little too happy there on the exchange trigger. We'll see. At this point, 30%. So this is where I think you just have to sack if you're on red, because otherwise they're going to just start to suspect. You know what?
You
Maybe
say
no
that,
sacking, and then they just, yeah.
Yeah, it's already been 20 seconds since they used. And,
yeah, maybe
you know,
they just like suspect a
building.
spy or something, but like who cares? You don't actually have the spy, you just don't have Uber. So maybe, yeah, just doing nothing is the play here. We will see.
Oh.
Now,
we can just pretend that never happened.
yeah, keep in mind though, they are the attacking team here, so a round reset does potentially harm them, depending on how... And I think they can be pretty comfortable with their mids. And Blue just lost their Uber advantage of 40 seconds. Wow.
What a fast build time.
Yeah. And we actually do see the spy. siyo taking the opportunity to go all the way back.
To invite Grands.
Yeah. So, I mean, at this point, like, everyone is gonna suspect the spy because you waited to build the Uber before you even selected the class. So we'll see how this works. siyo is in Africa at the moment, is decloaked, so actually gets spotted. Yeah, tries to call for med, hoping someone will fall for it, but just gets shot.
That spy had a good 2 minutes to cook, and they smelled what was cooking.
Banana instantly dying to a trap on the counter sack, so we are actually in the swing of things here. No Ubers to get built out.
All right, let's see a sack from red team. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Here comes the sack.
Critnoob is getting into cheese. Macron actually shutting that down a little bit on pipe. Gets some nice rockets off. Critnoob should potentially get cleaned up here and actually catches a nice bow and will be able to get out. And we do see Banana on that spy this time around, disguised as a friendly scout, just moving towards lower. Ooh, bomb in though from Critnoob, gets the force in the meantime, so Banana really needs to make something happen in kitchen here. Otherwise, it's gonna be a lost second point at the very least. And looks like he is going towards lower, is decloaked. And I think this... Ooh, but the recloak! Okay, gets the demo and the med.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Yeah, very excellent play there. There was definitely a timing window that just gets Pouncer that he accidentally recloaked on. But ultimately it did not matter, and we just kind of see chaos here. Lock and Load is just collecting feeders. Mac trying to sack in as well. Hits a nice rocket on the trees, but it's not going to be enough.
Yeah, Steve was just already bunkered in, so not much he can do there.
This is definitely... I'm expecting maybe a Michael PC1 sniper in the forward spawn here.
Mac just found a cloak and dagger. Let's see if he takes the head.
Yeah, it is exactly that. So we do have the sniper in the forward spawn. I'm sure Euros are going to expect that. They are going through saw, not lower. So we do see, although Michael PC1 doesn't peek lower, the shutter door. So I think he's going to be able to kill a player capping 2 here at the very least. It's going to go for the peek now. Gets spotted. He's getting shot at, but unable to hit the shot. And at this point, Trees is bunkered safely. The Uber is already being used into last, and it's already killing a demo.
He managed to get the bind
Jelly
up.
gets the Banny bind just to survive barely. And yeah, maybe it's so early to call. Macron bombing in. Might go down here, but Jelly eating some rockets in the meantime. They trade out soldiers. 3 HP on Banana.
Jelly gets picked up there.
Yeah. Now down a demo. Much harder to hold. Oh, they're trading out the picks, but trading down is kind of scary here for Ontario. They do have the 2 scouts, and these 2 scouts are just bullying them out. Although Trees... No, will not be recommitting. Okay. So 30
that
ad.
looked good. Then it looked really bad. Then it looked pretty.
I think they want to try and use this Uber. It's only 20 ad. they need to catch Steve here, otherwise it's going to be a nightmare. They use through. Steve, 93%. They lose their demo. No pick onto Steve. 95%. They lose 2.
They lose 2
Banana
for the
bombing
Uber
in.
and don't get the force or the pick.
They might be losing more here. Ooh,
Manages
and now
to get
Steve
out.
has Uber. This might just be the game.
Red's got to get healthy. They need to get an off class. They're
Yeah,
not
they
doing
get their
either.
demo, but Gyros are just drying through right side. They're getting cap time.
Haven't used
Uber
yet.
gets
They've
popped.
used now. Their
That's
whole
just-
team's going to be caught for this. Or
Yeah,
they should
damage
be.
on the scouts. Mad goes down. The health is horrible.
Halftime
And
coming out
yeah,
from trees, and
no
that's
one
going
can
to be
stop point.
that's going to be the hat. Yeah, so really exciting first half. Really back and forth. A lot more back and forth, I think, than we thought. I think both of us thought it was going to be a pretty slow game, right? So the 5-4 scoreline at the end, really exciting. Pretty happy to see that.
Yeah, true. 5-4. I think something
Pull
that
up
was
the
definitely just
log.
killing the worst case there was just their second takes in general from last. I mean, that last round was just like they thought they had more ad than they actually did. But even if it was more ad and Steve was at like 50%, like you can't just be losing your demo and losing like your everything. Like
Yeah,
losing
they
to
wanted to go
spam and
way too deep with the Uber, and then they didn't actually go deep enough, and then they didn't even find any picks for it. So it was just about as disastrous as it could have been. That was actually kind of like the tail of the map, right? Like we said it at the beginning, we said it in the middle of the cast, but like the second point on Snakewater pushing out is brutal, and if you lose too much or overcommit trying to do it, then you're just gonna get the round taken from you. And I think that happened to them 3 times. I want to say they lost 3 of their rounds to failed pushouts.
yeah, that was definitely the killer. We do have some logs here. I
I
don't know
think
how.
the
Let's-
initial standouts just to me. So Math's doing quite a bit of damage. Top damage in the server, 282. Not like an insane amount, but putting out some good damage. I will
Mhm.
say I think yeah, he does have 52% damage with the lock-in load, so that is something to note.
Yeah, a lot of log
That
fakes. I
is
mean, a lot of those were in important times where like Pouncer catching a pipe just put worst case in a terrible position.
Look, I'm not saying anything about the lock-in load. I'm just stating the facts and letting the audience come to conclusions.
Yeah, math is carried by it.
Rumpus said that, not me. Bane
What?
having a strong performance, 34 and
True.
11. It's a combo scout. That's pretty good. Pretty good.
I think if
And
there's
Steve died half
anyone
as many times as Pouncer.
true.
Well, Pouncer
Although
did have more Ubers though, and
yes, and
less
Steve
drops.
dropped more. I think if there's anyone actually to give like the gold star for that match, I'd have to give it to Michael PC1, honestly.
That guy was making the world happen on
Yeah,
Sniper.
that match or that map would have ended so much sooner if he didn't just single-handedly get round saving picks on his own last.
6 and 2 on Sniper, 3,000 damage, 6 minutes played.
All right, I have been booted from the STV, I think, because of the map change. Yeah. So what else? So that was actually worst case Ontario's map pick. So we could probably expect Euros to maybe perform better on Sunshine, which is their map pick. I don't know. I think this
I
is
will say one
actually
thing about Sunshine is
Mhm.
if Michael PC1 decides to pull out the sniper a little bit, maybe the peek into second could be pretty strong. Could see some sniper getting worked in like Valley. That could be something to look out for, especially since like guy did like a crazy amount of damage per minute on that class. I don't know the exact math, but he was kind of doing a lot. So we'll see if they opt to maybe try to work the sniper more.
Did I accidentally bet on the wrong team? Where's my channel points? What the?
Who did you bet on?
I thought I bet on the Euros for map 1.
I bet on the Euros and I got a big payout, so
That's weird. Whatever. I'm still sitting on 60K. Um, yeah, that was actually a closer map than I was expecting. Okay, so we do have news there. Switching servers. Interesting. Um, yeah, I don't know. That was that's Snakewater can just be like awful to watch sometimes, but that was good.
That was exciting, back and forth. You know, a lot of multi-point transitions, cool team fights. That was a nice half of TF2. I'm interested to see on Sunshine um if Worst Case has any more luck pushing it a last. Maybe Snakewater is not their map, but Sunshine's another map where pushing it a last kinda can be brutal.
Yeah.
If you're not, pushing out in a nice coordinated manner, give a few picks away, that can just be another round.
The
So
thing is though, I think Snakewater last is deceptively hard to push out of because it feels easier to just take space bats. You have nice high ground to work
right.
with and just go from there. Whereas Sunshine, like
It feels
it's
brutal.
yeah,
It
it's
doesn't feel
harder to
nice.
approach. So I don't expect them to be going for as many pushes out unless they really have their bases covered.
We shall see. Another thing that I would be interested to see on Sunshine is like how the Euros deal with high ground on mid, because not to call my boy Math out at all, but I was noticing on some of the mids on the first map, Worst Case kind of just had a ton of control over the height.
Yeah.
That might have just been like, you know, he wasn't able to shoot it because like he was being bombed or like not part of their game plan. But I did notice a lot of the mids that Worst Case won was literally just they were able to take the height and slow pressure the Euros until they either lost picks or just had to leave. So
Yeah,
obviously
Math is just
Sunshine's a
too
little bit of
busy
a
ego
different
locking the scouts. And
Sunshine's a little bit of a different style mid, obviously. So that might not be anything they have to worry about. But if they get some people like sitting up on Bell Tower, that might be a bit of a problem for them.
yeah, we'll have to see. I don't know if there's anything else here for Sunshine. I think actually Michael PC1 Sniper is also gonna be a pain. I It didn't actually happen a lot in stalemates actually, which I think was good. It was really only a holding last type of deal. Because on Sunshine, Sniper into like second in a stalemate, I don't think is that great. Um,
Not great, but it's something that people like to do.
yeah, exactly. But I think Michael PC1 has been pretty disciplined about when to pull that out. So hopefully won't just be wasting a ton of time on the class that can't do things.
I think one thing to note, instead of thinking about class number 8, we should be thinking about class number 9, because there was a lot of class number 9 being played by both teams. Might be in a bit of an era of
True.
the spy
I think
renaissance.
this, yeah, and actually, I think they're playing on your server,
Oh
so
wow. Okay,
you
well,
can
I
toss
can
us
send
your
you
STV.
I can send you the STV, yeah.
Um, yeah, spy. It's a bit of a spy renaissance for sure. And we've seen like both the utility of being able to sap a gun and then sack onto a med that's playing in a position that only makes sense for a gun to defend it. Um, and I don't know, just like catching nice timings, it can be a very strong class.
Yeah, the
Um,
the first sap and sack was so good. I
yeah,
think they like caught Steve on an interval where he pulled out his bows or something, but it just like worked perfectly. So
yep.
that like some of the last holds on some of the maps are like so uh annoying, brutal. So like just having the class number 9 to just kind of walk behind them and sap a gun or stab somebody is quite nice.
And what was the? Can you post the STV as well? Because I don't have that either.
Yeah, sorry, it just took me a sec to get it. I just got it. That should be it,
Okay.
I think.
I think that's the
That
regular connect.
might
I
not be the right one.
Yeah, I cannot join
Give
it
me a
in
sec.
secure mode. Okay. Yeah, Spy's a nice class. I think People need to wake up to the stock watch, though. I think it's better, like, I'm willing to say, like, 80% of the time.
I think it's very rare that the L'Étranger is, like, actually good. Like, I think it's only good on, like, weird timings or points that, like, they're not expecting you to
True,
have a spy
yeah.
at all, but on those points, like, the stopwatch is also good because they're not expecting you to have a spy, right? So, like, I almost exclusively run the stopwatch because the problem is, right, if you use the L'Étranger and you, like, or did I say sorry, the
Yeah, the
cloak and
cloak and
dagger,
dagger.
I think you should use stock pistol as well, not
Yeah. I
just
think
saying
the
60 damage to the face is quite nice.
stock revolver is, like, severely underrated, and a lot of spies, like, will try to go for just some face stab and hope that, like, it miraculously grants you a backstab, when actually, like, in a lot of times, sometimes your play just should be to revolver down the meta, not even attempt to get
Yeah,
in position for a stab, because the revolver is very good, and it also has that, like, fear factor, you know, because
right. You can, like, get them to be scared to force. It does
exactly.
60 damage when you're close to them. If you hit them with 2 pistols, they take 120 and, like, a
Yeah, and
spam
suddenly,
rocket or
like,
a
they're
sticky, and
scared,
suddenly
yeah.
they drop. Um, yeah, hang on.
Alright, well, I am in here. Looks like, well, of course, everyone's gonna be in the server, they just played. Um, yeah, I don't know.
I posted it, for you, Doctor Underscore.
Oh, true. Get the, all the production tricks going.
Little server swap in motion. They, moving over to my server, so
Yep. How's chat doing tonight? Hopefully you're all enjoying some nice TF2.
a lot of viewership for main playoffs. The match last night was pretty well liked as well, I think. It
True.
was awesome to see.
Fireside's been popping off. I remember back in, like, I don't even know what, it was probably like season 6. I was like, huh, someone's like casting like these lower div games, and I watched it, and it like, not to be rude, but was like a little bit scuffed, and I was like, ah, that's nice and all. And then lo and behold, like just a few seasons later, and it's pumping out the most coverage of any organization that's casting in the scene.
Yeah, it's really nice to see. There's been like a nice resurgence for content in the community lately, which has been super, super awesome. Cause I think that's like one of the things that we really need, especially for like all the new players. Cause I'm pretty sure like, like newcomer and like
Hmm.
amateur have had like quite a lot of new players coming in. So just giving them like more content to like watch more of the game, learn more about it, just like watch good TF2 be played is super awesome.
True. And also, like, I think it connects the community a little more, because I remember, like, I don't think just having the newer players only watch invite and know like the top invite players is like that great. Like, I
Right.
remember when I came back to the scene in season 6, one of the first casts I watched was actually Butter Dogs versus Sea Shanty. And that was a game that Jamad actually completely popped off on. So since then, I was just like a fan. And suddenly, like, I actually recognize some of the name of like these main players. And if I was just some random newcomer player, which cough cough, I wasn't. I started out in IM because I'm goaded. But if I was like some random newcomer
Shout
player,
out
and I'm
spamming balcony.
yeah, and I'm looking for like some like a mentor or something, or someone to demo review, like suddenly, like, look, there's these playoff main players that are popping off in the server that you now can hit up.
Yeah, I think one really important thing that I've realized that I love about our game is just like how connected everything is, right? How like so many people once you get to a certain point in the game just know each other, and I think you're totally right. That stuff like Fireside just kind of helps with that.
Hmm.
Who are you wanting to watch on this mid? I think we're getting ready to go live here, so
I'm expecting a math mid to be fruitful.
well, fruitful mid. Let's see it.
Yep. both teams have readied up here, so we're looking at map 2. For those of you just joining, map 1 went in the favor of Heroes of Maine, who currently lead the series by 1. It's a close game, 5-4. That being said, looks like both demos opting to roll out through Valley. And both teams trying to play the left
on
side
the pouncer
here.
from
Yeah,
Math.
quite
Should
low
see
actually.
a bomb come out here. Math's super low as well.
Yeah, high bomb in from Crit Noob. Is spotted, gets a nice rocket onto Steve, and is surviving. And gets Steve with the drops down.
Pouncer's really low as well.
Yeah,
under the
14
point.
HP on Pouncer is just going to get cleaned up. But with the health remaining here, unless Math can pull something miraculous, then this is looking like
he opts to shred alert.
Oh yeah, I heard that. I was hoping that was siyo dropping it. So, yeah.
You know, we didn't miss the. Obviously, we're a little colored by the first mid already happening, but we forgot to do score predictions for this half. Any updated score predictions after that first half?
I think I'm gonna throw a wrench in the plans and say that this is going to a map 3, and that we're gonna see Worstcase Ontario win this.
I was also gonna say that. I'm giving this map to Worstcase as well.
Banana going down on 2, and siyo's so deep as well. I think maybe 4. I don't see this being a 5-score game, but who knows? These teams have been quite aggressive. Like what you're seeing right now, just so much damage onto the Gyros. They just have to back up, lose both soldiers. Banana will be spawning soon, so not too much that Ontario can do on last necessarily. But they kind of just...
a really nice dry take.
Yeah, it was like even Ubers. They just chatted their way into 2. Okay, we do see the gun being constructed on point. Only level 1 though, so that does adequately deny the soldier regardless. Scout's actually lingering quite a bit here. And yeah, siyo going down. Single-digit HP. But not done yet. Just keeps wanting to re-peak this. Gun is reconstructed. Crit Noob just...
Level 1 gun is denied to your soldier.
Yup. And
I think it's a level 2, right?
It was, yeah, basic 2 level 1s just equals a level 2, right? If Trees is on... Ooh, there goes Michael PC1.
finds a pick on the Michael PC1. Looks like the Gyros are going to try to pressure up through here. They might be able to find siyo as well. Super low. Get the pick.
So with the player rolling out...
Pouncer's going to drop. Bane is still in. Might get
Jelly's
Jelly as
gonna
well.
get cleaned up.
Picks up Jelly as well with the help of Math, and Math's just shredding again.
Yeah. Wow, that was crazy from Worstcase. Just kind of lingering for so long and just down so many players. Didn't really cut their losses and got punished as a result. So they will have to give up 2 at the very least. Crit Noob will be surviving here. Will likely have to give up second here as well. Potentially sack a soldier, but this is
getting ready to dry cafe.
Yeah.
There's traps in the little window there. You see them?
Yep,
gotta make sure they clear those.
So does get spotted, but
almost
actually,
picks up Bane anyways, but manages to just miss the debt. So
but
soldier's gonna bomb in.
Yeah, doesn't get the force. And Pouncer only at 50% now, so Gyros a plethora of ad to push last with no sentry gun being constructed. Looks like they want to go through. Okay,
to take it
top left.
Top left, yep.
They use through Mac, maybe caught here. The Pyro just trying to do something, but a little bit late. Actually dies in the shutter, so that's the pick for Gyros to work with. Decent cap pressure, a lot of cap pressure actually, just too much to stop. And
yeah, I'm not quite sure if there was like a miscommunication there or what happened, but it looked like Crit Noob could have totally bombed the point to stop the cap, but instead bombed the top platform, top left, to try to bomb the combo. So I'm not sure if that was a miscommunication or what, but Gyros managed to pick up a round off it.
Neither soldier bombed, and the stickies didn't get that either. And I actually hear a quickie bomb launcher. No, never mind.
Who's running that?
No, I was lost. New mid here, though. A couple of costly mistakes. Lost the first round for Ontario. And we're actually seeing a double bomb in. And they do get Pouncer, but at what cost? Losing all 3 spam. And looks like they're just bunkered up behind. That's absolutely not where you want to be after losing 3.
Bane, and that's just going to be a clean mid for Worstcase.
Now, Pouncer is on an independent spawn wave here, so it's not really going to be any ad whatsoever. But, again, mid, kind of a repeat of the last one. Not in execution, but in result, where you have 3 Ontario players
I
surviving
would
to a full
be
wipe.
surprised this time if they're able to hold second, just because
Yeah.
their medic has such a slow spawn. The Euros should be able to work their way in here as we see them do, and they're just going to be able to pressure out and hold second. So they're not going to be on their own last this time, but still similar result from before. I
Yep.
think we ended up here anyways. And just
Yeah, pretty much.
took us a few more steps last time.
All right. So even Uber's on mid. And yeah, we'll see. Ball's kind of in Ontario's court here to make something happen. We see some anti-sack traps and choke from Math. I think Mac might see those, though. Maybe. They are sticking out a little bit.
Math's also got the little window trap here. May have been inspired.
Oh, and the windowsill. True.
Yeah, they're going to rotate over here, try to block this valley push.
Yep, and
Managed to find Michael PC1, so it's counter sack time for the Euros.
Just pressure through choke. Banana is going in. Actually gets quite floated. Pouncer catching a pipe,
very weak, though.
Yeah. Will be able to survive, but that would have been very scary if Banana was able to get a decent rocket off.
That's the scariest thing about the lock and load is, like, you can just stand in those lanes and just take pipes from across the map. And
Critnu bombing in on the demo, who catches a bow mid-air from Steve. Nice bow there, keeping Matt alive, and that's the sack from Worstcase, Ontario. Looks like actually some cafe and choke pressure. Macron bombing into Bell Tower here, in on the demo, gets the pick, but will get traded out. But 2 picks here, and Pouncer catching a lock, I think, and a rocket will go down. At least I think that was a lock. It may have just been scattergun chip or something, but yeah. Another drop here from Pouncer on mid. And GYROS just taking it by storm. Do you see GYROS trying to get in through Valley here? And this is full as ad can get. We see Mac bombing in. Critnoob actually behind.
Soldier.
Might get some
Another
value.
Soldier behind them, yeah. I think
they
know.
know.
Steve was looking,
Yeah. Okay, trades with a scout.
And
actually both scouts, yeah.
That's actually, like, disastrous for the Euros, because now they're probably not going to be able to push last.
That will slow them down, but keep in mind, Pouncer's only at 50%. So they should just be building this and hope to play evens on last, I think. Okay, they are at 70%
now. So.
Yeah, and Bane is on Sniper, so it looks like we will be playing evens here. And
did I see a spy check from? I'm pretty sure they know that Bane's on Sniper. Yeah.
Oh, and Michael PC1 on the ego counter snipe.
Hey, I'd have a little bit of an ego counter snipe going if I was playing like this guy has been.
So we'll see. Actually,
left.
Knowing that they have a sniper, Ontario's not really playing like the other team as a sniper. Pouncer just kind of on point. The gun is still being constructed by Spawn.
Bane. That was almost a drop from Pouncer. Bane does manage to find Michael PC1, so he's going to be able to peek wide here. Both soldiers bombing over.
Getting moved. Banana is in. Gets just unchecked there. The gun was being moved. Kind of the perfect situation.
Through lower unwatched, but doesn't get much for it. So
yeah,
like Euros are going to continue to pressure. Bane wants to peek top right.
That was just horrible timing there with down the player.
Pouncer in the spawn door in the sight line. Bane can't find the shot.
Yeah, there's really nothing that you can do here. This Uber's lasting so long. I guess only 1 pick so far. We'll make that another. And yeah, just capped outright. Yeah, so many things just kind of combined there to get Banana in for free onto Pouncer.
It was just such good pressure with their sniper. They like got picks and then they drew all the soldiers over and they did so much damage and it was just like really hard for them to actually lock the doorways there.
Yep. Well, so far off to a confident start here from the Euros. We are seeing new mid, both demos still just rolling out Valley. Critnoob early taking the other team's cafe. Just some rotation action happening. Jelly actually eating a little bit of damage here. Quite a lot of damage. Does get landed on and traded with Banana. Michael PC1 going down in the meantime. Health is just horrible for Red. These players are just getting cleaned up. And Pouncer is just stuck behind with siyo on... Well, was 50, but got the pack. And actually,
it is even players, so...
It is actually, yeah. Somehow, they do get the picks, although siyo is kind of isolated here.
The
Crit
HP
Noob and
is not that
siyo.
great for
Yeah.
worst case, so they're probably gonna get pressured out here.
I think they
Probably
recognize
wise of
that.
them to choose to leave, but they're still staying
Yeah.
in. They're very overcommitted to this fight. As the spawners for blue team get here, it's a little scarier. They do opt to back up. That was pretty scary. There was definitely an interval where they could have been caught there.
Pouncer ultimately does survive. Down a player though, so Euros are going to be able to pressure here for a sec. And they are doing so through Cafe. Bane actually eating quite a bit of damage. Banana bombing in onto point. Trying to get something. Crit Noob with the counter actually gets math and trades out. So excellent opportunity here for Worst Case Ontario to make something happen down a demo for Euros. It's like some pressure through choke. They are taking space as well, and they get a pick as well. siyo quite low, though. Will have to get bowed here, but they're pressing the envelope. Exchange comes out. Jelly quite
super
low.
weak in this. Opts to jump out. That's probably wise.
Uh-huh.
The Euros are ending super deep here.
Yeah.
Looks like Steve's getting body blocked in.
And they're losing
Manages to
picks.
slip out.
They're losing 3, maybe more. Bane was single-digit HP. Yeah, just the two of them.
They might
Oh,
wipe
and
here.
Crit
Looks
Noob
like
is
they are.
behind. Excellent rat from Crit Noob, just completely catching the combo. And now it's going to be a ton of ad for Ontario, and second should be free here. Spawns will get denied.
I think that fight should have been a little more even, but it looked like the Euros just kind of fed a pick on even players, and that made their exchange all the more better, you know, getting a pick before you even take the Uber. And then the Euros were just a little slow to recognize that they needed to leave with their Uber and
True.
overstayed their welcome.
Yeah, it just all crumbled from there. So 80% on Pouncer. We'll see where they choose to take this Uber. Probably top right. Gun is constructed level 3 by the spawn. And Uber is earned now. Actually, they want to peek this left. siyo taking some early damage. They are getting through. No sniper to deny this, so they are milking deep. Steve at 70%, so at this point that's maybe a little bit of a concern. Jelly actually eating a ton of damage from the gun. With a lot of pressure, players are in
Jelly's
spawn.
gonna go
Both
down
soldiers
here.
on point, eating a ton of damage, but they're getting picks. The Brass Beast is up and is buffed. That should just be the end of this fight, I think. Oh, but Steve! siyo just slips right through the Heavy's bullets and cleans up Steve at 97%, so Pouncer living here with this 40 Uber is going to be able to have ad to push back into 2 with.
They might just refight here straight off the rip. Their spawners are better. Blue team doesn't have heals, so Peek and Cafe, they want to try to take some space.
Yeah, still no heals for the Euros. Nice fight there, and there's actually some sticks here that might choose or be a problem. Oh, Jelly's just barely dodging the det. So at this point, 80% on Pouncer, Steve at 10. So definitely don't have to worry about a post-Uber get from Blue. Still no gun whatsoever, just so much space and picks. Macron next to go down. 3 picks before the Uber even gets popped. Players just all up in spawn. So much cap time. Banana trying to stop point, Math trying to stop point. Uber does end, but there's just so many picks. The collapse is imminent, and that's that.
I think the big difference between like that dry into last and the last one is they didn't get too greedy with their milk that time. They took it before their players were low health. The first time their team got really low health before they even used Uber, and they almost wiped for it. So really good bailout from siyo there to get the pick onto the medic before he had Uber, and then a really good, you know, retake into last to
And there's also a
take the
point
rounds.
where, like, when you milk too much, you just kind of let them free kite to an
And
extent
like
that,
get
like,
spawners and all that stuff, yeah.
By the way, we're looking at a new mid here so far.
Double bomb
Ooh,
coming out from the Euros.
Both landing on Tetris, and actually
They get
Jelly
Pouncer.
and Pouncer going down. So at
There's
this
a
point,
soldier
it's
behind, landing on Steve right now. Steve's low HP,
50
manages to live.
HP. Just these 2 players, Michael PC1, and they are just holed up in choke. Probably unable to do anything here. And actually,
Michael catches
PC1,
the pipe. He's 1 HP. Not gonna escape.
Does get shipped down. Mac is just choosing to hide here in Valley.
Can you see the ban lock and loads in chat?
Maybe trying to fight some forward players here. Yeah, it's just trying to stop these this forward spawner on Macron. But should get cleaned up here in that 3v1. Actually, is a little air shot from Macron. Will go down. But that delays all the spawners quite a bit, actually. So, ooh, we did see... Never mind. Ooh, but no building on blue. They could have already been at like 50 or more percent here. They could have gotten on last if they were building this whole time with how slow the Euros were to take 2 with the max behind play. But no, they're only 50% and they're still not building. Ooh,
This is such a major. I don't understand why
yeah,
you have your player delay the spawners and then
because
not build Uber. Yeah, because Pouncer would have like now
and they
or pretty
immediately.
soon.
Okay, they get a trade, I suppose. I think the Euros just assumes that Pouncer was building, yeah. Ooh, Mac might be caught here. It's just trying his best to survive. Needs an arrow on point, will get it. And still down 1 for the moment, but Crit Noob spawning in a second here. Ooh, top left shove from Banana and Trees. Tries their best to get Jelly, but Jelly is not having any of that on 4 HP, will be surviving.
Getting bombed in the lobby as well.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to find the pick on the Crit Noob.
Might
get a pick onto the scouted lobby as well, so that's 2 more picks for the Euros. There's another scout through dungeon.
Yeah, he's gonna get chased down by Bane here. Oh, gets cut off by Macron as well, but ooh, just barely able to slip out there somehow. Yeah, total crisis averted for sure.
That was almost the worst case for worst case, but I don't know how they managed to find their way out of that one without losing more players.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, even losing the round is not.
Oh, Bane up on the spy. So
yep.
I don't think Bane's played spy yet. So maybe not expected.
This map, no. Actually, doing some
he is on the
off-class
good
checking
loadout
on
as
the
well.
rollout,
No hats, no items. They can't check and see.
I think he off-class checked siyo off-class checked Bane, but I think Bane checked siyo as well. So I don't think he realized. Okay, does do the friendly sniper thing again.
Let's see if he remembers to change the class this time.
Looks like disguise kit. Yep, does redisguise.
Nicely done.
Okay, making progress. In position now.
Got a decloak at this right spawn.
Yep.
He's not spotted. Like
so
he's opting to go for a soldier
yeah.
pick. He gets the soldier.
Oh, but might just get traded out here.
Good movement to stay alive there by Bane. He's going to have to decloak with low health here. His team's probably going to have to use him as a distraction.
A lot of pressure, though, from the Euros. Banana going down,
the sniper just walks right out past him. He gets another pick on the sniper, and he's still alive. He's walking around behind them. They see him. He's going to go down to the
cap pressure as well. Gets the
Uber
force.
does come out.
They might be getting a lot of picks, though. Never mind. Might just be trees. So, yeah, Euros.
Oh,
siyo is in.
siyo just kind of
again.
Oh, and he lives too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the power with the winger.
Banana's not shutting down. Oh my god.
Oh my god, the winger.
That was
ban the lock and load, ban the winger, ban sniper.
Well, that being said, yeah, this has basically just evened out despite all that crazy action.
That is crazy.
Well, we do see Michael PC1 peeking into lobby, and actually, if Steve backs up here, this might just be catastrophic. They lose both scouts, he's gonna have to back up. Oh, but Michael PC1 had rotated over, okay, and does get the demo ultimately, but this is like a full wipe. Yeah.
Steve
might get a pick here.
Nah, he's out, he's good.
But
Steve is trying to chase still through Valley, but he's opting to jump out.
Steve was not healing for quite a bit, but Pouncer was not building either, so it is pretty much dead even here. But Ontario can definitely sigh a breath of relief here, having gotten off their own last kind of. Ooh, they want to exchange. They think it's ad.
They probably think it's ad. Yeah.
Ooh, but Steve is so far back. And there's the counter pop. Jelly's probably caught here.
Pouncer took a lot on the way out. They're going to have to kill the scout.
Okay, siyo dies, but that's it. Everyone else lives, so definitely crisis averted. At this point, it's just a matter of playing counter-sack for Worstcase Ontario. Okay, they're trying to get through. Ooh, they get a pick.
Watching There's going to be a lot of space here for the
Euros.
Macron's
they should be able to drive Pouncer's just caught.
Pouncer's going to die as well, yeah.
Yeah, that was just
see Red trying to cut their losses, get out here. They don't lose anybody else, so they should be able to mount a defense.
Last. This is an interesting gun spot, actually. It is spotted. Actually, I think Bane wants to get the gun, but meets a soldier instead. Or maybe the soldier met him and goes down with the gun, yeah. So that is a pick to work with, although Bane does die, so they do trade ultimately. Michael PC1 on Sniper. Just chilling in spawn, switches to Pyro. Euros at this point have Uber only 30% on Pouncer, and they are still down that soldier. They're just
There's a
trying to
pyro
construct.
close top here. They're gonna get
Yeah.
stuffed by this pyro. They have to deal with it.
The pyro.
The pyro
oh,
got a
gets
ton
a
of
lot
value
of
there.
value,
The Uber's
yeah.
almost over. They haven't got the gun. They're gonna have
Yeah,
to
they just
opt
have
to
to
give
back
this
up.
up.
Yeah, the pyro living for so long there just made such a huge difference. That gun, I think, only
Banana
was
goes
level
down in
2 because of
dungeon.
the pyro play.
I'm not saying this just because it's like the guy's channel, but siyo is kind of clutch it up in this
Absolutely.
in this playoffs match. Like, guy has gotten a lot of clutch forces. Somehow manages to escape every player on the blue team using winger voodoo.
So it is 30 ad for Worst Case Ontario. They do switch off Engineer. They do want to push this out, although they're being quite slow. Steve already at 85. This ad is 15. It's 10% dwindling. Steve is all the way over.
Backup
Last
play
is getting
in
shoved.
progress.
Banana gets cleaned up by the flank. They actually get 2 picks, so they might be able to just get point here with Steve postured towards Valley. Yeah.
Oh, Jelly almost going down to the bow from Steve.
Euros were kind of unsure whether they wanted to just shove behind for last or just back up, and they chose to give up the point and just back up. So, scary stuff there with that basically evens Uber push out of last by Worst Case Ontario, but it worked out for him.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be the same situation we were seeing on Snakewater, where they try to do too much with too little, but I think the Euros just weren't in position to actually punish them for it that time.
So no off classes from the Euros. They're just trying to pressure Valley here. Jelly has rotated over. Banana is in and
land
actually,
on the demo. Gets Jelly.
Yeah, a lock in conjunction with the Soldier Bomb trades out Banana for Jelly. Looks like Euros want to rotate over towards Cafe. Get some pressure in there without having to deal with the demo spam. At this point, Jelly respawning in 3 seconds. Mac doing a great job of just stopping this aggression. Macron bombing in
siyo
onto
gets
Mac.
picked up there, though.
Ooh, and they might lose another. Macron actually going down. Critnu bombing in onto Steve gets the force. So, scary stuff here with the demo still rolling out. Michael PC1 catching a pipe as well. They might have to back out, and they are doing just that. But
Matt
Michael
manages to pick up
PC1.
Michael PC1, so
Yeah.
Uber goes from being really bad to
Ooh,
actually
and they
really
lose
good, and they
everyone.
get as well. So it's going to be a last pressure here.
siyo is spawning. This is like Pootis time, I think. But they're just 3 up at this point. With Uber, of course, but yeah, they just have to use immediately.
But
and point
Trees
pressure.
goes straight to the point. There's a lot of cap time. Does die for it. So it ends up just being a 2-man for only a 1-man. No, they do lose Banana. So it is a 2-man for the side of the Euros here.
So they do have 40 ad to work with. Macron is on Spy,
Macron
actually.
is on Spy, so yeah, it looks like Worst Case is going to have a pretty easy time pushing out here because there is
they
no
get
soldier.
Math as well. But Crit Noob is on last, just stopping the Spy. So they lose 2 again. Make that 3 now. Bane going down. And Steve as well, caught in choke. Banana finally cleans up Mac, but somehow in the front lines, Years of Main just pretty much wiping. So
what it seemed like happened there was, their soldier that was alive was on Spy, and they didn't really, rotate accordingly. They played far back on the platform, and Worst Case Ontario could just get through every door because, Math can only watch like Shutter and Bats, and then they flood left, they flood Dungeon, and the Euros just get kind of overwhelmed.
Now we're looking at 80 ad for Worst Case Ontario. Looks like they might want to... Okay, no, they are rotating over towards Choke. Trying to take it for free, potentially. Ooh, Traps Choke. Oh my god, just barely enough shot.
Banana in on Pouncer with the drop, too.
Yeah, just out of nowhere is able to sink those rockets, get the drop onto Pouncer. And yeah, Euros want to just refight this. They don't want to give up 2 this easy, but players are kind of routing behind. siyo is fully behind. Might be able to get some type of value, but might just feed. Yep, gets good damage. A lot of great damage. Steve doesn't have...
Steve
if Steve had
probably,
there, he forces guaranteed.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, and Jelly is actually next to die as well. Just trying to clean up that med. Very unlucky there from siyo. Just the med that doesn't have the Uber to force. So at this point, 80 ad now in reverse for the Euros of Maine into... Worst Case Ontario's second. They are building this time around, so Pouncer already at 50%, depending on how slow the Euros are.
Their demo denied, so it should be a pretty free dry here. They do have to worry about the Crit Noob bomb. He has a good timing onto Steve. Steve hits a good surf, but does get forced anyways, yeah. So the one thing they had to worry about was checking their corners for the soldiers, and they didn't do it. So now they're going to be probably leapfrogging on second here.
true.
But leapfrogging on second is pretty good if you're the blue team. That's not a bad place to be in. Leapfrogging on second is always scary for the defending team. So
Yeah, because if you slip up, you lose mid. If they slip up, they lose a round. Looks
there
like
we
they do
see
just
it.
use
Macron is
through.
caught. Math manages to jump out.
That's really it. Keep in mind, Steve in no position to get Uber quite yet, so they're gonna have plenty of time to get building here, get stuff set up. So only getting one there is not the end of the
Looks like
world.
they're actually going to flood the flank, and
Yeah.
it's not being watched very well. Kurtnu gets in
Kurtnu is
really
getting in.
deep. Michael
But
PC1
Michael
in
PC1
as
is also
well.
in. This could just spell for a wipe for Worst Case Ontario if they don't play this well. And they are just, yeah, they're just losing picks. They need to be leaving. I don't know why they just tried to fully dry in, but now they're just going to have to give up 2 without the Euros using it all. So they're
The
going to
Euros
have
look
this
like they
ad
want to
into
take this
last.
straight to last. Yep, they're entering lobby through lower right. They're taking it
Yep.
top side. See if they can get a little more value this time. There's no
Yep.
pyro.
And
from
they are
Worst Case.
milking so much.
Haven't
They're making it
used
all the way to
yet.
the point. Jelly might be caught
Oh,
here.
so much damage from Math onto these players in spawn. They're
Actually,
all
no
locked in the
point
spawn.
pressure at all. So this Uber ends without any cap time, really.
And
the
Worst
Euros
Case
are just in a
about to get Uber
they're
as
all
well.
just clumped up in the corner post Uber. They only got 1 pick, and they're trying to send it at this point.
Oh my
but
gosh, they just managed to stand on the point,
Yeah.
and again, no one
they
available
just
to bomb
couldn't
them.
stop
And
in time.
they're out.
That was looking horrible for the Euros, but then Worst Case Ontario were just. I guess they probably used as soon as they got, but yeah, they just needed to hold off the point for like a fraction of a second to just wipe Euros.
I think the biggest thing there is just the Euros didn't play cap when they were all in spawn, so
Yeah, true. So we are on a new mid 3-1 lead here. Matt Macron first when they go
Steve
down.
going
Steve
down early.
actually, yeah. Ooh, Pouncer
Bouncer's still
70
alive,
HP.
but Bananas in his face.
Make that
Floating on, like,
11
10.
HP.
Trees
Trees is
on him.
chasing single-digit HP for Pouncer, but will
Michael
ultimately
PC1
survive.
as well. Look,
Yeah.
the HP between like their whole team is
Yeah,
so
collective
low.
100 HP
Yeah.
across the entire red team.
Trees types in chat 1. Oh, it takes 150 to kill. 153 sometimes.
Smath does have some traps up, so Worst Case Ontario have to be a little intelligent about how they take this point. And a sniper as well on bats is going to slow them down as well. Traps do get spotted and detonated, but this sniper is, ooh, Kron bombing in, unable to get anything. But, okay, Bane does get pressured off, so they are able to take 2 pretty safely here. 50% on Steve, whereas Pouncer has Uber. Still a sniper on Bane, just peeking this right side. Ooh, does get a
Finds a
pick on a
soldier.
soldier instantly. Uber gets
comes
used
in.
through, gets the gun immediately. They do get Banana as well, and so
Lot of
much
cap
cap
time
pressure.
here.
Yeah, just drawing these picks towards the point, drawing them out of spawn. They get Math. Everyone's on the point. You just need Splash to take them out, but it looks like players just aren't loaded. Excellent damage from Jelly. They
Gonna
do
be
want
a
to
refight
recommit
They're
here.
gonna try to play the point.
Yeah, and it's
no soldiers available, no demo, so
kind of a
be a really
repeat
easy recap.
of the last round, but on the flip side here. All right, so 2 minutes left until the Banny config enters into effect. Really anyone's game for sure. I think Euros had a lot of momentum that kind of just got halted a little bit there with that last round. Either way, same mid. Actually, this time, Worst Case Ontario trying to meet
Another
on
fast
the right
bomb from
side.
Kurtnu, but another good bomb from Kurtnu.
Steve just
Gets Steve
instantly going
again.
down. They lose their soldiers though, so they should. Okay, they get Macron, but regardless, just leave here. Jelly quite low. Should just meet up with the med. Actually tries to meet up with the med in front,
no.
but yeah, just gets shit down there. And down that much combat. I suppose you have 2 scouts, so they should be perfectly safe here.
Just chill and be happy
Yeah.
on plat. You're happy with 2. You have ad. You're ready to drive back into mid as soon as your soldiers get there, your demo gets there. That is a really late demo death. I'm not exactly sure why Jelly rotated that way, but
Yeah,
that is
I
going to
think
let the Euros get a
'cause-
hold on mid, at least to send a sack.
Yeah, they're trying to get through Valley here. They are still down a demo, but siyo is just all the way in the other team's Tetris and getting picks somehow. Steve actually ate some damage. We'll have to back up. Yeah, I think Jelly knew there was a soldier behind and was worried that soldier was trying to wrap, but I was kind of just stuck between a rock and a hard place. So at this point, the ad has dwindled to about 25. Make that 20%. Euro's building quite well.
They do use
Worst
through
case,
Valley
yep.
here. They're not going to find any picks.
Yeah,
They're
and at
just going
this
to take
point,
an Uber
Steve,
into nobody.
90%. They have to be
They
really worried about
want
this.
to reap off through
Yeah,
the
they're
shutter.
already getting through shutter, and they
That's
already
a
have
little
2
early.
picks.
Steve is 19 HP.
Math
They're
is,
trying
yeah,
to
just
milk.
the
They're
furthest
just trying to
forward.
take the space for free. Math sees space. He says, I'm just going to make the space. I'm a demo man. My
Yeah,
little legs will make the space.
I was expecting him to just get landed on and traded with there, but
It was kind of miraculous that he didn't die for that, but
so still ad for Steve, and actually Pouncer would be caught to an
Theo
Uber if
is
they just
shoving the
used it right
cafe door
now.
here, and he finds the flank of the Gyros,
Yeah.
so not fruitful this time.
And at this, I don't think Pouncer's been building either. Okay, they are building now, but it's still ad. I think Steve may have even spotted it potentially. They use through.
It looks like they might have.
Jelly's caught
Jelly
here.
is
Ooh,
definitely caught.
nice surf, but won't be enough. So down a demo here. Yours are going to be able to get some pressure into last if they let. Oh, is there a
There's
refight
a player
happening?
behind in calf. Yeah, there's a player behind in calf, so they're gonna pick up crit noob here. So
yeah,
there's 2 picks still.
And Ontario is
Worstcase
fighting
trying to
this.
push
They
out a
use
last.
in.
They want to take the Uber to block second, which
But
ends
everyone's
up
just
working.
out.
Should probably be a post here for the Euros if they can get healthy fast enough.
Yeah, absolutely. Demo's still rolling out down a soldier. Like, I don't know who's supposed to be holding these doors. I think Ontario just kind of gave them ad, to be honest. Yeah, they are just skedaddling back to last.
If they got picks with their Uber, it could have been pretty good, but they didn't manage to find any picks. It was a good job by the Euros to all stay alive there and manage
Still just, like,
back up.
Using in a solo scout Uber down to.
If the Euros take this, they take the game. There's this Pyro they had trouble dealing with last time.
Through.
The Pyro
eats a lot more damage this time, but still juggles pretty adequately, but the gun is still going to go down. So Euros have a foothold here. Yeah, Steve is absolutely rolled. So the heals are going to be a little passive. Michael PC.
A lot of cap time from Bane.
Yeah,
Bane's just going to be able to cap it. Wow. I guess the story for both these teams was just cap time was very free. Like it was very easy for both teams to just walk in and take cap in these last pushes. So ends up being a 4-2 game in favor of the Euros. So that's gonna be the whole match going their way. I think it was what 5-4 on Snakewater and now 4-2 on Sunshine. So close games, back and forth games. Really good job by both teams overall. I think entertaining games.
True. I think the difference maker there, if I can speak honestly here, how many times did we see on last when the Euros were just in a tough spot, backed into a corner, and Trees just comes up on the Brass Beast and that shuts down everything?
Oh, okay.
Whereas, did we see the Tomasov and Michael PC1 do a single thing? I gotta say, I don't really think so.
See, you've got this propaganda that the Brass Beast is the best gun in the game, and I used to buy it, but not anymore. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying
I'm a Tomislav
the evidence is in front of us here. Like you could
I think the real evidence
here if you'd like, and he would just tell you the same thing.
If you want to talk about evidence, I think this is evidence that the lock needs to be banned. #ban lock.
Yeah. I can't dodge projectiles, so ban the projectiles.
That gun is totally fine. I think it should be allowed, but you did see a lot of crazy value with that thing. Math was getting a lot of value. I think there were at least a couple times where Pouncer had to use Uber or maybe even dropped because of it. So a lot of people around RGL have been trying out that weapon. It's pretty cool. See the demo get another a third weapon that he can use.
Fun toy. There are some logs we could look at.
Hello, I'm here, people.
Oh, welcome in.
Hey, what's up?
Dude,
You were the clutch master.
True.
No, dude, that was a fun match. Came in, no scrims. We knew we were the underdogs coming in. Had a few bad fights and bad calls, but for a team that doesn't scrim, we did good.
Yeah, you kept it really close. Those were very entertaining games. I genuinely you were giving your team the world. Like I even said it during the cast. There were so many moments where I felt like you just ran in and you forced somebody, or I think you had a pyro play that completely stuffed an Uber, and so shout outs to you for that. Also, we were talking about Michael PC1 on his sniper was giving your team the world as well.
Dude, we need to get Math on the phone. This is a goated match. We were talking about it prior to the match. We had a few bad situations where it's if we had scrimmed, if we had set in protocols, because I micro too much our team, we would have been fine. But
Oh, true.
You know,
Because you
it's fun.
guys are like a no scrim team, right?
Yeah, let's go, dude.
I had
Let's get
forgotten
Michael.
about that.
Let's get Matt.
Get Math on the phone. Get Math on the phone.
I'll send him. But yeah, overall, we came in with low expectations. We did pretty good regardless. There were a few bad calls where it's like we took an exchange out of last, but I think that was just me like getting pressured or feeling pressured because it was playoffs, you know. When it matters most, you have to kind of lead by example, and definitely it didn't work out in the end. I think also playing against their soldier duo, like it's really hard to play against their fades, in my opinion. Banana's so good at living, and Macron's really good at synergy. So combine that with Matt's lock and load, it was hard.
Yeah.
I mean, Macron and Banana have been playing together for quite some time. Those guys have played on many teams together, like season 4 or something, right? So
Yeah.
But they have some pretty good synergy.
You know, I got to give a quick shout out to my boy Jelly. Guy did not play Guy played low main, came into us like week 7, played for us, and like this guy performed in playoffs. If anybody's looking for a demo next season, this is the guy you look for.
True.
Jelly's a super nice guy too. I'm like I haven't talked to him in quite a while, but shout out to that guy. He was always really fun to hang out with and play the game with.
There's
when I used
Mr.
to work at a
Matt!
bit.
Yes,
Hi.
sir! My boy!
What's up, Matt? How you doing?
Hi, good game.
GG's,
I'm
brother.
doing fantastic.
Yeah? How's it feel with the win in the first round of playoffs? How you feeling?
Feels great. A little bit of a shaky season for the Heroes. Glad to see it paying off in playoffs. We're turning around.
Nice. Got to talk about your choice of primary weapon on the demo man class. What do you think of the lock and load, Math? Was it giving you good value?
Big proponent.
Going that weapon?
Yeah, I don't know. It just opens up a lot of opportunities for the team. I'm not very good with stickies or a lot of demo man things, so if I just get to pipe the med, then that really gives my team a big opening to work with.
So are you saying that the lock and load is how do I put this? A crutch?
It's for
No.
bad
Use?
demos.
Oh, yeah.
It's like
no,
you're
Designed
bad
for
at
bad
demo?
demos.
Yeah, no, bad demos definitely get much
Bad
better.
demos use the lock and load?
Yeah, no, totally.
Effectively? I think that's what you're saying.
Yep.
All right. You got any shout outs? Anything you want to talk about? Anything from that match that you thought was cool? Actually, I did have another question I totally forgot about. So why do your spies run the cloak and dagger, Math?
I have no idea. I wasn't really in a lot of control of what our spies were up to. It's very
You gotta-
spontaneous.
You gotta rein them in. You got 4 of them, and 2 of them like to run the wrong watch.
My team, huge playoff spoiler for future rounds to come. They're really bent on doing like the fake sniper in the spy
Yeah.
play. I've never really seen this on teams before, but they really like it. And I guess they need the infinite cloak to perform that, or I don't know.
That is not true. As someone who
Why?
advocates
You know-
heavily for that, you do not need that.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
don't even
no,
know,
I don't know.
if you noticed this, but there was Bane had a spy play where he disguised as the friendly sniper and then forgot to change his disguise, so he
Yeah,
almost
and got shot
died
at by
before he
the
got the
gun.
stab, but he did manage to kill the demo anyways, so it worked
Oh,
out.
Yeah,
But,
man. Wow. Awesome.
Bane's got to get that under control.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
Bane
That's
doesn't
true.
play a lot of spy. We were very surprised when Bane had come up spy. We were all freaking out in the comms, very confused. It was fun to see.
Yeah,
Nah,
the play to
dude.
make.
Bane and Draco, they're the same people. I don't think that was Bane on the PC. I think that was Draco.
You think that was Eduardo?
Yes,
I think
sir.
Eduardo hopped on the phone, hopped in the call.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hey Eduardo, next time you try to talk bad to people who don't care, try to break 200 damage, bro. Hashtag cash in my pocket. Little
So
shout out.
round 2, you guys play the winner of Cat Noises and Fat Peter, I believe.
Yeah, that should be interesting. I hope Cat Noises has what it takes to win that game. I haven't heard much of Fat Peter, but you really never know.
I mean,
You never
dude.
know. I mean, the lower seeded team won today.
True. The underdogs won.
Yeah.
Whoa, we were not the underdogs. Are you
The
kidding me?
under-
We
the
were
underdog-
the
The
underdogs.
underdog.
Are you kidding me?
The underdog. I mean, if you open up
Yeah.
the league table, I don't
Yeah,
know.
I don't know. The
Pretty clear
underdogs
picture.
Dude,
with
look,
Bane
dude,
Scout,
look.
I think.
That's the Mickey Mouse shit. We won with Wild Rumpus. That's the Mickey Mouse shit.
That's true. I'm
That
next.
is true,
I'm your
yeah.
kryptonite.
You're welcome for playoffs.
I think it's actually gonna be interesting to see who plays Cat Noise Black because we both scrimmed me and Math, and they were stupid weak. I'm not gonna lie, Chief.
Well,
Holy.
honestly, to go back
Oh.
on that, we played a very bad scrim versus Cat Noises Black against their pregame, so they might be turning around as well.
We'll see.
That'll be a fun game to watch.
The other game, it's like Up and Bones, right?
Yep.
That's a sleeper.
The
That's a
Wang
crazy.
gang.
That's a crazy sleeper.
Bones is not going out round 1 again.
Oh man, Rumpus, I don't know.
All right,
mean, when
I
there's a
have seen
trend-
some like communication meltdown from that team. The one thing they need is like a 2-day break from scrims to just like reset and let everything like actually settle in instead of just constantly throw stuff at the wall. And then
A 2-day break 1 day before your match is not possible, unfortunately.
I think
yeah, I mean at this point, yeah, it's just kind of too late. But
Yep. It's
Who's
too late.
their,
Gup is winning.
who's their
No.
soldier combo on the Gup?
That's Potato
Like-
Pat and
Hero,
some
Faith.
other player, Shiro. Yes.
I think if they just play into the fact, I already talked about it with Matt. I think if they just play into the fact that that Nabla or Daffodil is just a really good scout and draws a lot of attention, Potato Pat just needs to go for less heroic plays and just play to fade, and they'll be Gucci gang. Like their team plays solid. It's just the soldiers sometimes in like dry fights or like prolonged fights, they go a second ahead of the team and it's easy to catch them out.
I think that it is 100% Bones's or Wang Gang's game to lose.
Pressure.
That's all. I don't know. I think those guys are getting worked to death. It looks like might strain some things at the end.
I think that team, since I believe last season they weren't expecting to go out round 1. I think
Right.
they thought that they'd make it at least a couple rounds into playoffs, and then they went out round 1. And it's like the same team, so hopefully they'll learn from that a little bit. Maybe grind a little harder and be ready to play. That's tomorrow, right?
Yeah, it's a shame we're not be able to cast it because we have to do both the advanced matches. I think we could probably ask Anglers to make a third channel, and we could get Millie and
Holy.
Mr. Rumpus on the third channel.
I'm always down to cast some
Holy
main.
cow! I might be busy tomorrow, but hit me up.
Fireside 3,
Yeah.
baby. I was telling my team before playoffs, if we lose, that's actually goated because then we can actually cover like the majority of playoffs. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to you, Millie and Rumpus, because like we're keeping Fireside trucking along here. I feel really happy with like all the divisions and the matches we've covered this season. Feels really good.
Happy to be here. Thanks for having me on.
We'll be in
Super fun.
touch. Math.
Oh.
I told Math, Millie and Rumpus are casting our match, and he's like, "Oh, that's goated." Because you know who we're having next week? Sailboat and Magic.
Oh,
That's gonna be
yeah.
insane. That's gonna be insane. That's gonna blow the roof up.
The Sailboat Magic cast might just be the best cast of all time.
Yes. Shout out to Magic. Shout out to Sailboat. You guys don't want to miss it. We're gonna be doing GYROS of Maine versus what is
To be
that?
determined.
Fat Peter.
Fat Peter.
Fat Peter versus Fat Peter, guaranteed lock in.
Yep.
And we're gonna get the Mr. Magic and Sailboat on the cast. You don't want to miss it. It's gonna be a goated match, ain't it? So yeah. Sorry to take up the interview. Any last thoughts? Millie and Rumpus?
No, not really.
I don't really have anything. Matt, do you have any shout outs?
Shout out Steve, having a real rough season learning med.
Yeah.
Shout out Kutch, valuable sub. Shout out KGR. That's it.
Well,
Shout out
thanks for
Steve's right
coming on.
click. Maybe it'll get clicked someday.
Shout out to Magic and Sailboat. We'll see you next week, brothers.
Shout outs to Jay and Dr. Underscore. Thanks for having us on. That was a good time. Thanks for producing. That's awesome.
Yep, as always, shoutouts production, the thankless job of the community. But with all that being said, I think that's all from us tonight. Hopefully you enjoyed some more main playoffs coverage. And yeah, we'll catch you soon with the 4 playoffs, advanced, main, etc. Have a good one,
See you
everyone.
guys.
Good night.